Between 1995 and 2009, the Tekken series had a strong exclusive tie to PlayStation, with only so few essences of it appearing on non-PlayStation consoles in that time frame. But by the time of the PlayStation 3's release and the PlayStation brand started to struggle a bit, Namco would ultimately come to the decision to make Tekken 6 a multi-platform title, being the first Tekken game to grace the Xbox family when it first released on the Xbox 360. Oddly enough, once occupied by the rival series, Dead or Alive. After Tekken 6, Namco would continue to keep Tekken as a multi-console title, as evident with the 2012 release of the non-canonical spin-off Tekken Tag Tournament 2. And this time, Nintendo would finally get a Tekken game on their home console with a Wii U release of the game. And how does it all fare? Let's get ready for the next battle and find out. Unlike the mainline series of Tekken games, you don't have to worry much in the way of a story. Like I said, it's non-canonical, though in my experience playing, the only character that seems to have any semblance of a story is the Tekken 5 antagonist Jinpachi Mishima, who is on the hunt for his son Heihachi Mishima in revenge for usurping him from his position in the Mishima Zaibatsu prior to the events of the first Tekken. Besides the appearance of every main character in the franchise, and the mysterious return of Jun Kazama, that is it. Think nothing else of it. On to the gameplay. Tekken Tag Tournament 2 is a 3D fighting game with a tag mechanic. But despite the fact that you can have up to 2 characters each to play as, if so much as one of those characters is down, the match is over. If you're used to playing tag fighters where you still have a chance with the other character standing, this might throw you off like it did me at first, but you get used to it easy, so no complaints. Some of the main modes include your standard arcade mode, various standard player versus computer modes, as well as ghost mode where you fight endless amounts of bots for a lot of in-game prize money, and rare items for costume customization for your favorite characters. You also have your standard training mode as well. But if you own the Wii U version, however, you're going to get 2 extra mini-games of play exclusive to the platform. One being Tekken Ball, which made its debut in Tekken 3 on the PlayStation 1, as well as a mode where Tekken fighters power up with mushrooms from the Mario series, which are neat distractions to say the least, but nothing beats the main fighting mode, which plays fantastic even for my casual self. More so when you play with a controller with the proper D-pad like on an Xbox One or a Wii U Pro controller, rather than whatever the hell the 360 had, at least initially. The roster for the game is massive, with a total of 59 characters for the console version alone, some of which were free DLC at the time on the PS3 and 360, though all the fighters that are playable from the Tekken franchise's past between Tekken 1 and Tekken 6 are all Tekken originals, so do not expect characters like Gon, and for me, thank God that little twerp isn't playable. It's like fighting Oddjob in GoldenEye 64 in a fighting game setting. And as said before, Tekken Tag Tournament 2 has a costume customization mode to go along with Namco's default outfits. And I dare say, compared to when the mode made its debut in Tekken 5 and carried on in Tekken 6, Tekken Tag Tournament 2 has the best costume customization. For one, you no longer have to override default costumes as you can put custom costumes in their own slots. 2, the variety of options like clothing, makeup, hair color, hairstyles, hell, as Snoop Dogg himself points out in his song for this game, you can pick weapons. Granted, they have limits, but then again, so do every other fighting game not named Soul Calibur or Samurai Showdown. Hell, you can even dress your characters like something out of Power Rangers or Super Sentai, which makes this game one of the best unofficial Power Rangers Sentai games. Sadly, I must address that not all characters can be completely customized, but that really only bothered me with one character, that being Jun Kazama's dark form, Unknown. There is no way to change her out of that inky muck on her body into something like the rag she had in Tekken Tag 1 with that wolf spirit. Another Wii U exclusive feature is the ability to draw your own design for a character's shirt on the Wii U gamepad. But as I'm not great at drawing, I ignore it. But while we're on the subject, one last thing exclusive to the Wii U are costumes based on Nintendo characters. Sadly, they are not interchangeable as some characters don't look right in their costumes, like Anna Williams as Samus, Kazuya as Link, Lei Wulong as Toad? But that's just me being picky for something that's pretty much a goofy nod to what Katsuhiro Harada would do with Masahiro Sakurai with the Smash Bros. Franchise, so I digress. On to the graphics, and the visuals look stunning, even for dated hardware in 2012. Both the character models and the environments look very detailed and colorful. Plus, the gameplay feels very smooth with little in the way of noticeable hiccups on both the Xbox 360 and the Wii U, the former's performance being great on an Xbox One. As for the sound, now I'm not normally into dubstep, but its use in some stages actually suits them well, but I obviously prefer the non-dubstep tracks, which are even better. In addition, rapper Snoop Dogg would write and perform a track exclusively for the game, and it definitely gets you pumped for a fight, especially for a stage. But I must note an odd choice for paid DLC for the PlayStation 3 and 360 version, in where you can buy and download classic tracks from past Tekken games and use them to replace some tracks and stages. This would normally serve as icing on the cake that is already a celebration of the Tekken franchise, but I'm not too fond of this kind of thing being paid DLC. Meanwhile, the option isn't available at all in the Wii U version, but well, better that way. Despite my huge praises of this game, there is one thing that will always make me angry, and that is how cheap the final boss AI can get for Jun Kazama in her dark form, Unknown. Granted, Namco has patched it so she can be more tolerable to fight, but dear god. When I first fought her on my first playthrough, which was Lei Wulong standalone, she worked hard not to give the player a chance, and still kinda does even on normal difficulty. There is a reason I have this conspiracy theory, where I believe Shao Kahn from the Mortal Kombat franchise went cross the universe and quote-unquote found Jun while she went quote-unquote missing, and I blame him for how she ended up the way she did. Maybe Raiden should join forces with Lei Wulong to make sure? Anyway, conspiracy theories aside, Tekken Tag Tournament 2 is an overall fantastic celebration of the Tekken series just as the first Tekken Tag Tournament before it. While I agree that the Wii U version is the best version, the Xbox 360 version is a little more accessible as you can buy that version digitally on the Xbox Store, whereas, at least in North America, you can't on the Wii U eShop, so don't be surprised if you have to pay a pretty penny for the physical disc on Wii U. Plus, you'll probably want a fight stick, a Pro Controller, or even the Pokken Tournament controller to play it. Besides that, if you feel the extra content on the Wii U version isn't really that much a sway for you, the Xbox 360 version is a fine game as well, especially when you play it with a superior controller on the Xbox One and the series.